listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
All right. Counted Out fans. Look who we have here. One of my favorites, back for the fourth time, I believe. I think you've just tied Bronwyn Billington for most appearances on Counted Out.
Thank you for having me.
You know him as one of the most entertaining professional wrestlers in all of Ontario. Need I say North America? But we also know him now as the host, and we're going to let him describe more about it. Kill Ricky is taking Ontario by storm. Of course, I'm talking about pretty Ricky Willdy. Ricky, thank you as always for being here. Let's get right into it. What the hell is Kill Ricky?
Thank you for having me.
Do you know what it is yet?
We're definitely still figuring it out. Can I ask honestly, is this the first time we've done this in person as a podcast?
This is the second in person
time. The first time we ever did it was in person.
We've done one on Zoom.
Yeah.
For the Holden Arthur show.
Yeah.
We did a second one in the room over here, the audio room in Barrie.
That makes sense.
Where we were promoting the Brampton show you were doing for the fundraiser for your friend, I believe.
Yep.
And then we had you at Brantford. Sorry. Oh my God.
No worries.
I'm not good at my job.
Come on now.
That's why you're here, Ricky, to keep me in line.
And
then we did another one where we talked about early 90s wrestling.
Yes, for sure.
And now we're back again to talk about Kill Ricky.
It just feels so nice to be able to do this in person.
It's nice. I'm not used to doing them in person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Am I looking here at our people? Am I looking at Ricky? I'm going to do a little bit of both, maybe.
If I'm being honest, the camera in front of us is showing me myself, and I'm having a hard time not just staring at myself as I'm doing the podcast. I'm a bit of an egomaniac, and I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. In terms of podcasting, I've tried 6 or 7 different podcasts in my life, and it's never quite figured it out, in terms of me getting the mojo, figuring out exactly what the product is, how to differentiate myself in the marketplace. Kill Ricky all of a sudden has kind of fallen into my lap, and it's the #1 wrestling live podcast in the world. It's tremendous. It's an idea I've had for 6-7 years probably, and I was never really going to get it off the ground. And then Shane Saber stepped in and said, "We're doing this," and we've turned it into a real thing here in Ontario. So I dig the heck out of it. The best way I can describe it is pressure cooker wrestling. It's a chaotic talent show. Essentially, any trained wrestler can put their name in the bucket. We draw 2 names at random. They have 1 minute in the ring to do whatever they want, and then we interview them. We try to find stars. And, the #1 thing I try to get across to people is we are not looking to hurt these people. We are not looking to have them embarrass themselves. We are looking to find stars, and we will do that any way possible, which I think is pretty evident in the way that I wrestle. Anything that it takes to be a star is what it's going to take in this business to differentiate yourself. We are figuring ourselves out in that sense. So Kill Ricky is a chance, A, for people who might not be getting booked to get onto a show and be able to show their platform, or B, for people who are a little more experienced, are getting booked, to be able to do something with a little less maybe pressure, necessity of what they typically do, and being able to get outside of that box, or maybe just in the interview segment, being able to get themselves over. Like Clash Kincaid is a great example of that, where Clash Kincaid is a guy who is booked routinely, and yet he's out at Kill Ricky almost every episode, where he gets 5, 10, 15 minutes of promo time that then goes onto the internet, and people have been seeing, not only is he impressing everybody in the room who is a booker in operating different promotions around Ontario, but as well able to get that platform onto the internet where people are actually watching a 10-minute promo of getting yourself over. So we are trying to create a platform here. And you know what? It really dawned on me the other day. It's bizarre to say, and I almost I hate doing it because it ages myself. But there was a moment where Ethan Page, Josh Alexander, Del Bruno, Hacker, the like. These guys were the top names in Ontario. They were crushing the scene, and they wanted an opportunity and a stage and a platform for themselves to be able to work a great show with names from outside of Ontario, and then have that as a bridge and a link to go to other places themselves. And that's exactly what happened, and that's A1. And A1 has been such a healthy, unbelievable thing for the Ontario scene, as well as wrestling at large. It's been seen on multiple major programs and platforms. It's a tremendous independent promotion, but as well as it's create a healthy thing for the Ontario wrestling scene. So for us in this new generation, where who's at the top of the cards? and I'm not trying to be rude about this, and I hate even aging myself like this because wrestling does cycle through so quickly. But like, you're looking at a Shane Saber, a Gabriel Fuerza, Von Vertigo. You're looking at that group of people as the top of the industry, and not the industry, sorry, but of Ontario. I'm not trying to boast too hard here, but like, and I'm gonna put myself in that category. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
And that is the entire team that's running Kill Ricky. It's me. Shane Saber is the executive producer of the whole thing. As well, we have Jimmy Franchuk is running the entire thing in terms of editing operation. He's a mastermind and has been really putting so much work into the product that you see online, and we cannot give enough credit to Jamie for that. But Jeff from Shooting the Indies, not just the best photographer, but also like he's running Northern Crown. He's part of the operation of how we run this thing. We have connections to pretty well every promotion in Ontario. We've been giving away bookings to every promotion in Ontario and beyond, and really trying to give something here to the next generation. So like, the opportunities are out there is the way that we're thinking about this. And good God, I don't know, in my head, if this opportunity was out there when I was 10, 15 years younger, I would have been there every single time, and I would have been capitalizing to a very serious degree. So like, the gauntlet is thrown down. Young Love, there's another kid who's like, he's been doing it a long time. He still came out to an episode of Kill Ricky and crushed it. He was guzzling down 12 eggs. That episode's out right now. It's the Christmas chaos carnage in a cage Christmas special for Kill Ricky. So please do check that out live on YouTube. But yeah, Young Love takes about 12 raw eggs and he drinks them down in the middle of the ring. So he's stepping outside of himself and he's making a name for himself. So like, do you think when I'm trying to put together cards, who do I want to book? I want to book the guy who I remember the most and who just impressed me. How often do you think a promoter messages me and say, hey, we got a spot, we don't have a guy, who can we get? And the first names on the top of my head are the people that are coming to Kill Ricky. Bruce Thunderstein is the first person I recommend to anyone because he has impressed every single time that he's come out. That kid has been booked literally everywhere across Ontario because of the impression that he's been able to make. And I'm not going to take credit for him because he's an unbelievable talent, but he shows up and impresses every single time. And we have been trying to get his name out as much as possible. Like, for instance, Sean, why isn't Bruce Thunderstein here as a regular?
Tried to get him, and he didn't beg. And I'm a reporter that likes people to beg, right? Are you?
We're recording.
We're recording here. Yeah, get in there.
Yeah. As you know, my ego won't allow me to book something. It's just like, hey, how are things? It's like, no, I want you to ask for a booking. I don't have to reach out, but I'm going to reach out. It's 11 years in the business almost. I'm going to reach out.
You know,
looking for more direction.
You know who you sound like though. Eh? You sound like Aaron Rodgers.
I sound like, oh, yeah, I'm out of here. Bruce Thunderstein rocks. I've seen his stuff.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I will vouch for him. I still want him here. I understand. These things happen.
So that's what I love that you're doing though, Ricky. This whole thing, this whole Kill Ricky, it's giving this next generation these bookings. It's helping them earn these bookings, right? Yeah. You're giving this platform. All these promoters are here, and how many times I follow the Kill Ricky social medias and I watch it. Kincaid got booked on this show because of this appearance of Kill Ricky. Yeah. We're seeing, this new the New Wave Wrestling School now. Yep. I'm feeling a theme with you guys, and I'm going to call you guys the veterans, even though you're not old. But you're the veterans of the Ontario scene right now. It's the giving. It's the giving back. That's scary or what?
Oh, it's wild.
I turned 41 on Monday. I feel scared right now.
Yeah.
But to see you
young
guys,
whippersnapper, come up now.
That's it. The best years are still to come. Right? I get salt and pepper coming in a little bit here, and I'm embracing it. But I love seeing like the wrestling that you guys are doing give back to the community now, and I think that's so important. And it feels very welcoming and loving. Mm-hmm. And I love that it makes you guys think outside the box now. Mm-hmm. So if you get pulled out of this bucket, because it's very similar to the Kill Tony concept.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. We're stealing it entirely. We're stealing it entirely, yeah.
So, as you said, you pick the name out of the bucket, you have your minute match. You really get to showcase after the match, though. This is where people get to show their personalities, right? And, I think they learn just as much from not hitting a home run as they do when they hit the home run because they go back to the drawing board. Yes. And you have people like Josh Alexander, who has been a coach, Shane Saber, yourself, Nug, I believe, was one of them there, right?
Yes.
All these people have such great minds for business. You're getting instant feedback. Where else are you going to get something like that, right?
We've had every promoter involved with this show. Like, shout out to Pro Wrestling Eclipse. they've given us bookings. Shout out to C4 because I know that the promoter is watching what's going on at Kill Ricky. He talks to me about it. So like, guys, the platform is there. You know what I mean? Steve Brown, who runs NSW and GCW, big secret. Yeah, he's been on the show and watches routinely. You know what I mean? So like, these are the opportunities that are around. These are the opportunities that we're giving out, and we have that platform. Not to mention the Josh Alexanders, the Jody Threats that have been on the show or watching the show or involved with it and are on, national worldwide platforms. So like, guys, this is actually a thing that we're creating there. So it's wild to me that I'm kind of at the helm of this thing because I didn't expect that. But it is just like, it's a fun idea, and people, when they see it, they can't help but fall in love with it. Ricky Shane Page has been talking to me about it from the moment I announced it. So like, people are watching, people are aware of what's happening out there. So I don't know. I was on a show in Michigan the other day, and the executive, sorry, the talent relations manager of TNA was there, and he made a reference to somebody else about my gimmick, meaning that like he's watching everything. You know what I mean? So it's literally all seeable. That's why even something like this, is it necessarily that Vince McMahon's going to watch this? Maybe not. Maybe he's busy. I don't know. But like, everything online is seen. Everything in these little rooms are seen, even without a camera. You never know what the connections are going to be, what that moment's going to be. So if I get the chance to be in front of 30, 300, 3,000, 30,000 people, it's always a chance to make a connection. And admittedly, the crowds are not big at Kill Ricky. We would love for more people just to come out and hang out. That really is the idea of the show. But the opportunity to be seen by, again, every promoter, booker, and an operator within wrestling, the guys are at least all watching it. So get yourself over to the scene. These are options.
YouTube is worldwide, right?
We're trying our best. We're trying.
And when you say like anybody can come put their name in the bucket, you have to be trained, obviously. You have to be greenlit. Like, let's be safe. But you mean anybody. And, and you got kind of a bunch of people talking at that last show here.
Yes.
By the time this comes out, I don't know when you're releasing that, but
okay,
if it's being released.
Here's the problem with all that. We have like 6 episodes stockpiled because, if something ever were to happen, we want to have something to fall back on, that we're not just like hand-to-mouth content. And I've learned that through, doing that in the past. So we wanted to have a little bit of a stockpile. So we're, again, like 6 episodes behind. And you can follow that on the highlights on my Kill Ricky Instagram. So you can figure out what happened on that episode. But again, only the ones that are released. I'm releasing them in order onto YouTube. Anyways, we are also not at the point where we can release it like every week. I don't even like the idea of every other week, just because it feels like we're not recording that often, and B, it's if we're not telling people to remember a schedule of every Monday it's coming out, then it's going to come out before we're filming it, and that's the idea. So we released one last week, and it's coming up on Wednesday, June 11th. Whenever this comes out, we're going to be filming our next one at the New Wave Wrestling Academy and trying out that new venue. So the last episode that we filmed to Kill Ricky was at Battle Arts. I want to be clear, it is hopefully not our last episode at Battle Arts, because we still have a pretty good relationship with the building. Santino trained me. I love that place, so I hope there's no problem there. But yeah, we had the Iron Spartan was on the show, and things got out of hand. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I've seen the footage. I was there live entirely, and I will give you the inside scoop because no one's asked me the question on the camera before. But what a time to cut me off! That's unbelievable. What a time for the cutoff.
A Barry Wrestling intro on fire.
I mean, it's a good video, but this is a brutal time for this.
I thought this video was better when they kept my Van Landen voice in there. That's just me personally, but I'm an egomaniac as well.
Getting even louder. It's just got me getting beat up. What's going on?
It's not a good look for both of us.
This is crazy.
Well, I mean,
all right,
they may not try to edit that. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. If they can still hear us rambling, I'm going to keep that in.
Fair enough. All right. Back into it.
We got the inside scoop. That's the cliffhanger.
Thank you. It was beautiful. Anyways, having watched it back, I'm worried that I was a little bit mean to the Iron Spartan, and I shouldn't have been. So he definitely did flip out and started screaming and ranting, and that's not the format of the show. It has to be an interview, but I think there is some reality that I was cutting him off, and I wasn't listening, quite frankly. Now, I don't think it even shows up on the tape, but there was like a full active gym going on at that time, which we were told the gym was empty and we could film whenever we wanted. And then there was like active classes going on that were really making it hard for people to hear. So distinctly on the tape, you can hear Brad Myers like giving me cues and telling me to go a certain place, and I'm just like I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not listening at all, and I'm moving forward with it. So I honestly I'm worried that we didn't I didn't give him a fair shake, but he came out, he more or less ranted and raved, and honestly. I would have loved for it to have been directly into camera. I would have loved to have gotten to the heart of what he was talking about, but we didn't exactly get there, unfortunately. So hopefully down the road we can figure something out. Now, the interesting part is that I continuously said, like, hey, I'm trying to get you booked here. And his response was, don't worry about it. I'm not here for the booking. And it's like, okay, so he's not here for the booking. I don't know if that's just he's here for the platform, which like I honestly think he gets more views than we do. So I don't think that's a huge thing. So it's hard to say in that manner, but ultimately I would like to get to I would like to get to know what the heck is burning him, because he seems very upset with Battle Arts and with the management there. But it's like, what we're doing on this show has nothing to do with that. So unless you're like upset with us, and if you're upset with us, that's kind of a separate thing. Again, there was multiple different arguments. I think the guy is a little mixed up, but also very misunderstood. And I do worry that I was mean to him when I really shouldn't have been. And I want to chalk that up to me being excitable, to me being fired up, to me kind of recognizing the situation that it was the Iron Spartan, and he's not somebody who plays ball with the rest, so you don't really know what's going to happen there. Plus, he did have a shoot fight with Donovan, so I was in a mood by the time the interview started. I guess no one's seen it, so I should explain that. Yeah, they got into it. Donnie was trying to have a wrestling match, and Spartan was deciding that he was going to be the big tough guy and kind of just try to beat up Donnie a little bit. Now, to be fair, it's like the 6th time that's happened with Donovan on Kill Ricky, so that does keep happening. I mean, to some degree. One time he got pants, and then he started fighting the guy, and like sometimes you bring it on yourself, sometimes energy brings it back to you. I don't know how to describe that. So I will say honestly though, because Donovan asked me after the episode, that was an honest bucket pull. I will say that twice in my time as hosting Kill Ricky, I think like 10 episodes in, it's crazy. I have worked the bucket. I have pulled a name and went, I don't think this is safe, and I've kept it out. We now do waivers, and we're well past that. So anyone and everyone and beyond that is entirely legit. In terms of Donovan, I have never accidentally pulled him. Sorry. In terms of Donovan, I've never worked that gimmick pull. I just want to be clear about that.
That's awesome. And you threw up at Kill Ricky?
Yeah, I projectile vomited on an episode of Kill Ricky. Man, biggest mistake, biggest regret at Kill Ricky so far. I knew it was happening. They wanted me to throw up in the bucket. Not going to do that. It's my own property. Got up, started running. Shane Saber pushed a garbage can in front of me, and I bolted past him into the men's washroom to projectile vomit into the garbage can. Into the toilet. I should have projectile vomited into that garbage can.
That was my next question. Did you at least get it on camera?
No, it wasn't on camera. It wasn't on camera, and that was the mistake. You know what I mean?
You know what? You're learning on Kill Ricky still too.
We're
right?
all learning out there, absolutely, and that is something I am free to admit that. Like, can we turn that music down? Sorry. Thank you.
I didn't think that would actually work.
This is an opportunity for myself. I have an hour, you know what I mean? Again, I've tried other podcasts, and me just in a free-flowing forum, it's like I get bored of it myself. In this format, we're having some fun out there, and I get it. And I do think as a host, I make a lot of sense. I get it. But, I'm sitting there for an hour with Josh Alexander. So, like, you don't think I'm seeing that as an opportunity to promote myself, to take that moment as a host? So we're all learning. We're all trying to advertise ourselves. That's why I'm saying, guys, you have to, like, go and set up a ring and be at a whole to-do when you have a wrestling show on the weekend. This is during the week. Yeah. You just show up. You're on the show. That's it. And the opportunities are out there. But, people are willing to capitalize on it. And, yeah. The gauntlet has been thrown, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, bring it on. Everybody get out to Kill Ricky. Ricky, tell everybody where they can find Kill Ricky. Subscribe on YouTube, right?
At Kill Ricky Show, I believe, on everything. If you type in Kill Ricky, I'll likely come up, but throw in at Kill Ricky Show on all your social medias. Follow us there. I'm also at Pro Willdy. That's PROWILLDY. And you can also find Kill Ricky through that. There's a whole lot going on there. We're having nothing but fun. I'm enjoying the heck out of myself.
And I have nothing but fun every time you're on Count It Out,
Come
Ricky.
on, thank you for having me here.
4th time's the charm.
4, baby. Come on
You
now.
got to get you on for 5. You got to break the record.
We're going for 40. Come on now.
Oh,
We have
absolutely.
plenty to go. Let's go.
Absolutely. As soon as I heard about this Kill Ricky project, I knew I had to have you on to talk about it.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad we waited till a couple were filmed.
Yes.
Because now the people can know what to expect. You've
Yeah.
heard it right from the horse's mouth here.
I'm learning myself.
All right. So again, Pretty Ricky, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us on Count It Out. Check out Kill Ricky. Everybody,